The CEO stepped out of her luxury office building and immediately noticed the rusty old car sitting near the entrance. Its faded paint, dented body, and dusty windows made it look completely out of place among the expensive vehicles parked nearby. Employees passing by laughed and whispered jokes about it. When the CEO learned that the car belonged to a hard-working single dad named Daniel, she shook her head with a smile. "No one cares about that car," she said loudly enough for others to hear. The comment drew laughter from the crowd, but Daniel remained calm and refused to respond to the humiliation. Daniel had faced difficult moments before, and he knew that arguing would change nothing. After finishing his work for the day, he carefully climbed into the old vehicle and drove it home. The engine rattled and groaned with every mile, but Daniel listened closely, almost as if the car was speaking to him. Once he reached his small house, he parked it in the garage and stared at it for several minutes. While everyone else saw a worthless piece of metal, Daniel saw something different. Hidden beneath years of neglect, he believed there was a story waiting to be uncovered and restored. The next morning, before sunrise, Daniel began his project. He balanced his responsibilities as a father while dedicating every spare moment to the vehicle. After preparing breakfast for his young daughter and taking her to school, he returned to the garage. He carefully cleaned away layers of dirt and grime that had collected over decades. Piece by piece, details began to emerge. Old badges, unique trim, and rare mechanical parts hinted that the car might be far more valuable than anyone realized. Daniel worked patiently, refusing to rush. Every bolt he removed revealed another clue about the car's forgotten past. As the days passed, neighbors became increasingly curious about the activity in Daniel's garage. They often saw him working late into the night under bright lights, surrounded by tools and spare parts. Some stopped by to ask questions, while others simply watched from a distance. Many doubted that his efforts would lead anywhere. They believed he was wasting precious time and money on an old wreck. Despite their skepticism, Daniel remained focused. He spent hours researching the vehicle's history, studying old documents, and searching for information that could explain why certain parts seemed so unusual and carefully engineered. By the fourth day, small signs of transformation had begun to appear. The body panels were straighter, the chrome sparkled again, and the engine sounded stronger with every adjustment. Yet beyond his neighborhood, nobody paid attention. The city remained focused on business deals, social events, and luxury lifestyles. The CEO never gave another thought to the car she had mocked. She assumed it would soon disappear like countless forgotten projects before it. Daniel, however, continued working with quiet determination. He was not seeking attention or revenge. He simply believed that some things deserved a second chance, no matter what others thought. On the fifth day, Daniel woke before sunrise and took one final look at the car that had consumed every spare moment of his week. The transformation was remarkable. The faded paint now shined brilliantly under the garage lights. The chrome reflected like a mirror, and the engine purred smoothly with confidence. After checking every detail, he carefully drove toward the city's largest auto exhibition. The event attracted collectors, investors, journalists, and automobile enthusiasts from across the region. As Daniel approached the entrance, many people barely recognized the vehicle as the same rusty car that had once been laughed at and ignored. The exhibition grounds were crowded with luxury sports cars, rare classics, and multi-million-dollar collector vehicles. At first, Daniel's arrival attracted little attention. Visitors continued admiring the more famous displays around them. However, a group of automotive experts walking nearby suddenly stopped when they noticed certain unique features on the car. They examined the body lines, inspected the identification markings, and carefully studied several factory-original components. Within minutes, more specialists gathered around. Their expressions quickly changed from curiosity to astonishment. A growing crowd formed as whispers spread through the exhibition hall that something truly extraordinary had just been discovered. After a detailed inspection, one of the leading experts requested a microphone and addressed the audience. The crowd fell completely silent. He explained that Daniel's vehicle was not an ordinary classic car, but an extremely rare collector's model, believed by many historians to have disappeared decades earlier. Even more surprising, most of its original factory components had survived intact. The expert estimated that its value could reach an astonishing figure at auction. Gasps echoed through the crowd. People immediately pulled out their phones to record videos and share the incredible news across social media platforms. Within hours, the story spread throughout the city. Local news stations interrupted regular programming to report on the discovery. Journalists rushed to the exhibition, eager to interview the single dad who had restored the forgotten treasure. Cameras followed Daniel wherever he went. Reporters asked about his process, his motivation, and how he recognized the vehicle's hidden potential when everyone else dismissed it. Meanwhile, thousands of people watched clips online showing the experts' reactions. The once overlooked project became the most talked about topic in town. Daniel remained humble, giving credit to patience, research, and hard work rather than luck. Later that afternoon, the CEO arrived at the exhibition after hearing the unbelievable reports. She pushed through the crowd and finally saw the restored car surrounded by journalists, collectors, and industry leaders. For a moment, she stood completely speechless. Just days earlier, she had publicly mocked the vehicle and the man who owned it. Now the same car was being celebrated as a priceless masterpiece, and the same single dad was receiving admiration from the entire city. Cameras flashed continuously as people congratulated him. The laughter and ridicule were gone. Daniel had transformed from a local joke into a respected figure whose determination had amazed everyone.